oh, nobody wants to go to Detroit. Nobody wants to play in Detroit. That's not a destination. And now you're seeing it. He was wearing the buffs. He only worked out for Detroit. He's Detroit, let's do it. You know, what up, though?
And I know people have criticized his finishing ability.
Oh, that feels so good.
We need a towel over here.
Clean up on aisle stick. But let's talk about Ivey. What do you think it means to have him in Detroit? And, you know, when they brought him on,
Yes.
what a cool moment for the press conference and for him. You know, not only did Javen Hunter, his dad, go to Detroit Country Day, which I just learned last week, and I played against Javen Hunter in high school.
Yeah.
And
Did you block him a couple times?
No, I couldn't catch that dude. That dude was fast as hell, man. That guy was insanely good.
Yeah.
He ended up going to play at Notre Dame, but his mom also played for the Shock. Jaden Ivey's mom played for the Shock.
Yeah.
His grandpa played for the Lions.
7 years.
And then he saluted Barry Sanders, which was a big thing. And, you know, even though it's a crossover sport, what do you think it means to have a Jaden Ivey with so many Detroit ties in this city?
I think it's important. It's important that you have guys that want to play in this city, because we've heard it so many times. Oh, nobody wants to go to Detroit. Nobody wants to play in Detroit. That's not a destination. And now you're seeing it. You're seeing Cade Cunningham buying in. He was wearing the buffs. He only worked out for Detroit. He's Detroit, let's do it. You know, what up, though? You see Marvin Bagley saying, I love Detroit. I wanted to go there. It brought me back. It brought my career back. It brought that fire I had back. You have Jalen Duren doing the same thing. What up, though, Detroit? I want to be here. And then you bring in a guy who's got the ties. His grandma lives here. Like you said, all of that stuff about his different family members playing professional sports in Detroit. It's so important. And that's what you're building. And that's what Miles Bridges could add to it as well. Like a Flint guy, an MSU guy, obviously would love to come home. But it's important to have those guys that like the city, know the city, want to be here. It helps everybody else, and it helps endear them to a fan base.
And you know what that is? That's a reflection of leadership, too.
Yes.
So, you know, as much as these guys are excited, it's because of the culture that's been created. And we're not only talking about the Pistons, we're talking about the Lions when we have this conversation, because, you know, you're watching those war rooms during drafts and just how tight-knit they are. You're hearing all the players talk about Dan Campbell, how they'd run through a wall for him.
Yes.
And, you know, even when they were losing, they would play, oh, there it is. Oh, that feels good.
And somebody clean.
Oh, that feels so good.
We need a towel over here.
Clean up on aisle stick.
We need a towel over here.
Oh, my goodness.
You thought I was having a Weaver-gasm. This guy's having a Durant-gasm over here.
Oh, God, this table just got lifted 6 inches. What the hell happened over here? Woo. Man, Mr. Pro Design. That's
it's not going to happen.
That's a beautiful thing right there.
It's not going to happen.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
It is not going to happen.
Oh,
man.
yeah, it's happening, baby. It's happening up here, and that's
for those
close enough for me.
For those listening on the radio and on the app, we just put up the picture of Kevin Durant wearing a Pistons uniform, and Stick absolutely lost his mind.
Oh, my God, yeah. I need a cigarette.
So Jaden Ivey loves Detroit. Let's get back to real things here.
Oh, yeah, you talk. I got to recover, baby.
So like I said, you know, he said I need a cigarette. These guys, you got them in here.
I don't even smoke, too.
Yeah, just, you know, got the gears turning. You got these guys in here. They want to be here. And like you said, it trickles down from the ownership, and for obviously, you know, Tom Gores, people will say what they want about him, but he wants to produce a winner. That's what he wants to do. You get a guy like Troy Weaver who knows what he's doing, wants to produce a winner, has great ties within the NBA, is a great, everybody talks about how they love Troy Weaver. Kendrick Perkins talks about it all the time. Kevin Durant talks about it all the time.
Right.
Different people say that. And then you have a player's coach in Dwayne Casey that people love to play for, that is a great leader of men, that is great connecting with these young guys. Even though he's an older guy, he still connects with them at a personal level.
He treats them like men.
Exactly. Yeah. He gives them the respect they deserve and the respect they need. And that's not what you had with Stan Van Gundy and different regimes like that. So this is a new era of Detroit sport, and it's something where, like I said, just getting Cade Cunningham, people are going to want to come play with him.
Yep.
He's a guy, he's a selfless all-star. He's a selfless superstar that makes his teammates better. So people are going to want to come play with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You absolutely love to see it here in Detroit, and just the culture that they're building on pretty much all the teams. So, we could have the Avila conversation at some point, but we got to give credit to Steve Yzerman where credit is due there too. And it's just a nice feeling that these guys are in it together, and we have actual people talking about coming to Detroit.
Yes.
And maybe there's a little bit of past makeup, because you used to have a guy like Devin Booker saying the Pistons were his team, and we passed on him, right? And then look what happened to Devin Booker. So maybe they took that cue and was like, listen, Ivey's been talking super hype about Detroit. Like, it's not always just about talent.
No.
It's about fit.
Yeah.
And if they learn their lesson from Devin Booker, it's like, okay, this guy actually wants to be here. He's going to be in the gym at 7 a.m. working his ass off.
Yeah.
He wants to be here. Let's draft him. And I know we were all disappointed that we didn't get the number 1 draft pick, but sometimes things work out the way they're supposed to be. And this Jaden Ivey fit just feels like it's something that was meant to be.
And especially in basketball is such a mental game. There's so much that goes into it with that, whether it's your shot, it's your attitude on the court, how locked in you are on defense, which is something that Troy Weaver challenged Jaden Ivey to be. He said, I challenge you to be a great defender, because that was one of the questions he had coming out of the draft. Is he going to be a great NBA defender? He has the accolades for it. He's got the body length. He's long. He's got great lateral quickness, obviously freak athleticism. So he's got all the intangibles.
I can't wait to see that first step, man.
Yeah. Oh,
just the athleticism that I can't wait to see this guy. And he's obviously, it's going to be some growing pains this first year. I was going to say freshman year, but his rookie year in the league. But if he can continue to just out athlete people,
yes,
we got the guy that can get him the ball
for sure.
And I love this combination of Cade and Jaden.
And that's what it is. He's going to put so much pressure on the rim, because he's able to blow by his guy. He's able to get past that first guy. And that is going to make someone help. You got to help off of somebody. If you got Jaden Ivey screaming down the lane, ready for a lob, you need somebody to rotate over. And now we have different pieces in different spots that are ready to go. So I think, Cade Cunningham, he's going to be so much happier playing this year in this system when he's kicking it out and it's Sadiq Bey or it's somebody else, that Bryn Forbes, Malik Monk, whatever shooter they bring in, and you've got Duren, Ivey, and Bagley just being immense lob threats and pressure on the rim to get these guys open, to give Cade more lanes to the basket, and not have Cade Cunningham, a rookie, getting double teamed at a higher rate than Steph Curry or Kevin Durant.
Right, because they got to actually cover somebody else this year.
It's going to help.
Sam, how you feeling about Jaden Ivey? I mean, I like your perspective because you're not from Michigan. So him showing love automatically endears me to him. Him having that history automatically endears me to him. But what about you, somebody who grew up outside of here? Does it matter that he's showing that? Like, how do you feel about all this?
At first, I thought that it was a little bit overblown, but then you think about it, especially him showing love to Detroit and all the other teams, like saluting Barry Sanders, for example. Pistons fans are Lions fans, are Tiger fans, are Red Wing fans. And he knows that. He understands also that the city has been through some tough times sports-wise lately. And I think a guy like Jaden Ivey, too, he understands competence in Troy Weaver, getting a guy like Cade Cunningham. That's a guy that I think Jaden Ivey could potentially play very well off of. Jaden Ivey is one of those guys, he wasn't my first choice, but after he was drafted, I'll tell you what, I've really talked myself into it, and now he's our guy.
Yep.
We want him to succeed. And looking at his game, especially with the athleticism, with the ability, he's one of those guys that when all things breaks down, he can just go get a bucket. And I know people have criticized his finishing ability, but when you're that athletic, you can create opportunities for yourself where anyone can finish, like an easy layup or dunk. And a guy like Cade Cunningham will get him those looks. So right now, I might have to up my grade to the draft from an A- to an A after doing some research and intel this week, and I might have to give it an official A.
Well, that's good. I come to you for the non-biased Detroit sports opinions. Like Terry Foster is a good source of that as well. But, we all drink the Kool-Aid. We're all Detroit boys, so we kind of drink the Kool-Aid sometimes. Sure. And I've always been a sucker because this city, nobody speaks well about Detroit. Yeah. It just doesn't happen. My entire life, it's just been, the murder capital, all this BS that when people actually come and visit the city, they're like, oh, this is Detroit? That's actually really effing nice. And you're like, yeah. maybe if you just wouldn't listen to the pundits. But I've always been a sucker for if anybody's ever said anything nice, it's like, oh, I love them now.
Yeah,
I love
great,
them.
yes.
Oh, thank you. You're the best. Oh, you're doing something good for the city. So the fact that we're bringing in people that love this city and want to represent Detroit, like Cade putting on buffs 2 years ago, that sent a message to me.
Yes.
That he said, I'm all in Detroit. And he literally was all in when he put on those buffs. And that's a symbol of the city. And just those little things are so important because not only are you speaking towards good basketball, now you're speaking towards the culture. And you're going to bring in fringe fans that way as well. So, yeah, continue what you're doing, all of our Detroit teams, except for the Tigers, who I think we're going to talk about.